Bam! It's a fun Friday here at Enjoying Your Blended Family. All the B-fams in the house say what?
Wow, that was a little more than I was expecting.
Well, we're just trying to bring a little energy and keep this fun because...
I just told him, hey, I think we need to make sure we bring a little energy and keep this fun. And
I came in on fire.
That's what he brought. That was a shocker.
I brought it, and today, though, we're talking about more than words. So what does that mean?
Honestly,
I have a curiosity.
I didn't know what it meant either, and he was so excited for his title there. Like, he comes up with these titles for each of these Fun Fridays, and even our Monday podcast, he comes up with the titles, and usually they're music related. And I'm like, that sounds like a great title, even though it really does not give you any idea on what this episode is about, but whatever.
But you're going to love it. We're leading with curiosities.
All right, guys. So more than words, and we're like, what does that even mean? So let me
more than words to show you how to make it good. I don't know all the words.
So if you're playing the B-Fam game where you say, when is Randall going to come in with a song? In the first 10 seconds.
'Cause I'd already know.
I kind of know the song.
There it is. Yeah,
what?
I remember the lyrics right there at the end.
Oh, okay, because I kind of think I know what song.
You remember that one now? Okay.
But can I tell him what this date's about?
It's not about the song?
No.
Oh.
So.
Well, that's weird.
Oh my goodness.
Are you ready for this? It's going to be fun. It's a fun Friday. Go ahead.
So
I'm waiting. Do it.
You know what this reminds me of?
What?
Not a musical number. No. Do not bust into that. But this reminds me, our oldest told us this morning that she had a dream that we were fighting. And I feel like maybe it was a premonition to this because it sounds like we're fighting, even though we're not.
No.
I just don't feel like it's giving me an opportunity to talk.
Well, go ahead. Because
I did tell him I wanted him to come in with that song because I had no idea what he was talking about. But I thought he would wait for my cue. But okay, here we are. So
go ahead though. Tell them what this date's about.
This Fun Friday. Stay with us, okay? If you're like, what is going on, Randall and Scarlett? Tell me what the date is already. This was one of our Adventure Challenge dates. And if you're not familiar, Adventure Challenge is a date book where you scratch off different ideas. You have no idea what your date's going to be until you scratch it off. And the book is filled with like over 50 dates inside of it. And we try to do about once a month. We try to get one of these Adventure Challenges in. And so we scratch it off, and it is a date that tells you that you write down 5 words. Your partner writes down 5 words. You put all 10 words in a hat. You pull them out. You pull out 5 of them. And then, am I going too much detail already?
No, I mean, you're good. I was being quiet with you.
You were. I was like, I feel like I'm telling the whole thing podcast over. So I'm just giving you a brief, like, this is what it says when you scratch it off. It's very brief, but it sounds like I'm stretching it out.
If you don't know what Adventure Challenge is, though, I mean, just kind of as you had said it is like a thick book with, I think it's 30 dates.
I think it's like 52 or something. I feel like that.
But it's a lot of dates, but each page has 2 different ones on there, and they give you like little descriptions of hooks. You don't know what it is, but, you know, this one was like a cheap date. And it'll give you little emblems saying you spend money or you got to buy something or it's free or you can do this at home. So as you're going through the book, you can base it on your budget saying, oh, well, yeah, I didn't work a whole lot this week. So, yeah, we need to go. Where's the
We're starting our own business, y'all. So we've been doing, it's actually under the title Cheap ASS dates.
Cheap Ace.
But the S's have dollar signs.
Yes.
So we've been doing a lot of those lately.
And sometimes you have to. But then some of them, you know, they'll kind of give you dollar signs, things like that. That way you know what you want to scratch off. But that's kind of the excitement is it's going to be out of the box, but you don't know what it is. And so it's like a scratch off a lottery ticket, and you're sitting there with your partner, with your family, because they have so many different editions, right? We're doing the couples edition, so this is just like husband-wife type stuff.
But we also have the embed edition.
They have an embed edition
that we've talked about. That's one of our most popular. Did you know that?
Stuff.
That's like one of our most popular. It's not the most popular, but one of our most popular episodes.
Yeah, I mean, couples want to know, right? So in the bed edition, that one's a spicy one. Okay, not for the little ones. This one's the couples. Yeah, in bed. So that's a great one. And then they also have a family edition. Total twist, right?
Yes.
So they got one that is for your whole family as well. They've got so many different types depending on what you want. So this was a couples edition that we're doing. And so, it was a cheap one. Didn't cost any money.
Is it my turn again?
It's your turn. It's your turn. Now go.
My turn. So like I was saying, when you scratch off the date,
Part
and then
two.
I told you, like, you took the 5 words, each of you put them in a hat. You drew 5 of your words out. You don't know. We took turns, which we'll tell you about, like, our experience here in a second. But you draw those 5 words out, and then you make either a song, a rap, a short story, or a
Poem.
Poem is how I say it. I was going to say it fancy. A poem.
A poem.
Or you could write a poem, and you take those words and you have to use them in order. So that's what the date is. So that's what we had, like, planned out last night. Didn't take any, like, preparation on our part. I grabbed the stuff. He was actually doing our taxes. How boring is that? And he's like, I promise I'm going to stop at this time at 8:30 so that we can go in the bedroom. And because we do still have adultish kids in the house, sometimes we plan our dates around when they're not going to be here, but sometimes they're here. And we've had to figure out how to still have our dates even when they're here. And we don't want to always be in the living room, because then, you might have a special guest into your date that you...
That's right. But it's kind of funny that we've done that before with some of these. Some of them, they're not necessarily that intimate, but it's something that you can throw in, one of your kids, or if they're there, and we've done that before.
That is true. Yeah,
We've
we have included them.
Included, like, I remember we did our Saturday cartoon date, and one of our daughters was here, and so it's like, hey, you want to join us? And we all ate waffles and made ourselves sick off of them, or I did anyways.
And I was going to invite her in last night, but she got home from work and she was really tired. So this date is one that, and we're going to talk a little bit more about that, how you can use it for the whole family. But since it was a couple's one, and then we had just planned, okay, well, we're just going to go in the bedroom and shut the door, and just, like, so we can focus, turn off the TV for a little bit. Yeah.
So but what was cool about this one was it was easy. It was something that you could do on the fly. You don't have to prep. You don't need to go buy anything. If you got a pen and some paper, that's all you need. And
Post-its. I love Post-its. I don't know why I'm so obsessed with Post-its. We should have stock in Post-its.
I know. But then, this is one of those that you can do later at night. Maybe your kids are in bed or whatnot. And then y'all just shut the door and, kind of do this. So we're going to kind of talk about our experience. That way, kind of what the date consisted of. That way it gives you the idea. And then we're going to talk about maybe some takes from this that you could use with your family, to where you could help maybe learn more about each other. So,
don't say it yet.
Well, I didn't go into detail.
Okay.
But so, we're going to kind of give you 2 ways, but just kind of share our experience. So we were there, we wrote our 5 words. I was quicker. I wrote all 5 of my words pretty fast.
You want to know the secret for my words?
What?
Okay, I had the TV on, but I had, like, turned it off when he came. I didn't turn it off. I paused it, like, so it was on the, like, smart TV where it has, like, all the shows on it. So all of my words came from different shows that it was advertising. So I don't know if we have any How I Met Your Mother fans out there, but I had legendary as one of the words that I put in, although it didn't get drawn. I was kind of sad.
Try to incorporate legendary into a song, poem, rap. So that would have been really good. But if you could do it like Barney on there, and it's legend, wait for it, dairy.
Yes.
So you'd have to do that in a song.
And that's where Cowboy came off of Yellowstone, right? Because I wrote Cowboy.
No, I did Cowboy.
Oh shoot, that wasn't me, because I was trying to include.
So we wrote each one on a sticky note, and
were you looking at the TV too?
No, I just, like, bam, spat it out quick.
Oh.
Like I was quick.
After Yellowstone, we kind of want to be cowboys, so, you know.
Yeah, we kind of want to just go get a farm.
So you going to tell them the words we put?
So yeah, so we had like, just to give you ideas that way, if you're like, I am totally not creative, I can't even come up with things. And sometimes I'm that way too. If I'm put on the spot, like write 5 words, I'm like,
What are words?
What are words? Nothing's coming to mind. So, but some of the ones we have were love, cowboy, money, hot, explore. What did we have? We had radio, legendary,
There you go.
prayer, fixin', funky.
I wrote fixin'.
So-
I don't know why.
So, yeah, those were our words. Like I wrote 5 and she wrote 5. We put them in a hat and then we shook it up, shake it off, shake. I don't know why that popped in my head, but we shook the hat and everything. And then we took turns drawing because you could only draw 5. So you didn't know which ones you were going to get. But we ended up with radio, explore, hot, cowboy, and love. So those were our 5. Now the thing is with this challenge,
You have to take note and make sure you put them in order. Is that what you're going to say?
that's right. Yeah, they have to be in order that you draw them initially. So you can use the words more than once in whatever you're doing, whether it's a poem or a poem, or a song or rap, whatever. But initially, they have to be in order. So ours was radio, explore, hot, cowboy, and love.
And you can add other words in. It's not like you just say like love, 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 love. Like I just kept saying hot, 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 hot.
So we wrote a song. We decided to write a song.
We
and
didn't
that
really
was one of the choruses. She was like, "Well, let's just say hot, like hot, 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 hot." And I'm like, "Seriously, that's all you got?"
Well, I really wanted to do a rap.
did.
It took me back to when I did school projects, and you had to, how they like make you break up in groups. They're trying to do like higher level thinking, so they make you take whatever subject. You just learned like the life cycle of a butterfly, and now you got to make it into like a rap or a story or something. And me and my friends, we always like to do raps. And so I really wanted to do a rap, and he wanted to do a song, and he won.
We were gonna do we're gonna do a combo. So we decided, okay, well, we'll do a song with a rap in the song.
Yeah, and our words kind of were leaning towards a country song. And I mean, there's several country songs that have raps in them.
That is true, but we ended up not putting a rap in it.
That was so
and
sad.
We wrote a verse 1, a verse 2, and a chorus. So we at least had those. That was kind of our night. We wrapped it up. Wrapped it.
We did not
See
wrap
what I
it.
did there. We countryed it up. And it's funny at how it just turned into a country song for us. So I think that's one of just the genres of music that we both enjoy together.
Well, and I think the selection of words kind of
true.
led it that way when
Cowboy.
Cowboy was in there.
Cowboy and
Radio. Fixin', but that wasn't even one.
No, that wasn't even
Hot.
Love, hot.
Yeah.
Just
So-
makes you think country.
Yeah. Are you going to sing the song for them?
I don't know if I don't know if I'm going to.
We don't really have a beat yet, but so I was going to keep going on this, and we were going to go in,
ready to go.
even though I'm a really bad songwriter.
We wrote it pretty quick though.
We did.
Within like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. We probably had 2 verses and a chorus. So yeah, it was pretty.
He was like, "We're done, we're done, we're done." And I'm like, "No, let's keep going. Let's keep this date going." And he's like, "No, I promise what I'm going to do is I'm going to get us tickets to Colorado, and I'm going to get us a place to stay, and I'm going to write.
I'm going to finish this song.
I'm going to finish the song, and I'm going to put it to music. And one night we're going to sit under the stars, and I'm going to play the song for you." That's how it went, right?
That's how it went. Yeah. So, we'll just share the chorus with you. That way, why Colorado. But so the chorus was, "It's a hot summer love on a cold summer night. Colorado sky keep falling. Girl, you got my heartbeat calling. It's true love. I can't get enough. Let's explore the world together and run away forever."
Yes.
Oh,
That
there it is. So that's the chorus. That's all you get. You don't get our verse 1. You don't get our verse 2. But we put that in there. And really, we're just sharing this with you just to have some fun.
No,
But-
Randall's pretty convinced like we're going to get signed after this.
Oh, yeah. This is going to be a hit song. So whenever you hear that chorus on the radio, you'll be like,
I know where that was birthed.
there it was. It was on this podcast I listened to. And love those guys. Enjoying your blended family. So, but there it is. But really, it's to show you how easy it was. That this is something that you and your spouse can do. And even if you're not that creative, then you can write a poem, right? You can write a poem, or you can just write a little ditty or whatever, and it's really just kind of using these words. Like I remember in school and even in college, we would have to do certain things like that. And it's just really to get the creative writing flowing. But the cool thing is you're doing it together and you're spending that quality time. That's kind of why whenever I was thinking of this adventure challenge, and it's like, we love talking about adventure challenge and doing these. And it was like, this one's got to be called More Than Words because this date was about words, right? You're picking these words.
That is true.
It's more than that. It's spending time together and just laughing and having fun. So that's where it really was more than words on that.
And that makes sense now.
See, there we go. I connected the dots for everybody. Everybody listening is like, oh, I get it.
Now I get
Now I know where his mind is. It
Now
only took him
why-
20 minutes to have to explain it to me. Hey, B-Fam. We'll be back in just a minute. Check this out. Have you joined our Enjoying Your Blended Family email group yet? It's a free thing to be a part of. This is another great way for us to stay connected. We send out an email once a week that is blended family specific. We share all kinds of encouragement and keep you informed with anything that's coming up. You'll be one of the first ones to know. It's a great family community to be a part of. But when you join our group, we want to give you our new free this or that blended family game. Well, we added 2 more bonus games, so really you're getting 3 games you can play with your family. These games are easy and fun, but they can also help you discover things that you have in common with each other. It can open up fun conversations and really just give you ideas for planning fun things to do in the future with your family. We truly believe that the more fun you have together, the less problems you can see. So join our Enjoying Your Blended Family group today and get your free copy of our new This or That Blended Family games. The link is in the show notes, so see you there. Now back to this episode. It's like, yeah, sorry guys. That's just where my mind is.
I love the concept of this date. Just when you do take these ideas, and like Randall's saying, we're sharing them with you. We love for you to go get your own adventure challenge because then you can scratch these off and do these dates with your family because our heart, not really for adventure challenge sake, but for you and your family's sake, that you are spending quality time together and enjoying your blended family because that's our goal. That's why we are enjoying your blended family because there is just so many stressors just in life in general, but then added blended family, it just magnifies it. So we want to give you ideas. That's why we devote, one podcast a week to give you ideas so that you're never stuck like trying to figure out how to enjoy your blended family.
Yeah, no, we want to make it easy for you because this, unfortunately for us, and we know this all too well, spending quality time together is one of the first things to go. Whenever we have so much work, so much stress, so many things going on, chores, tasks, you name it, we lose that quality time together. But in blended families, we need that. In any family, you need that, but especially in blended families because we're trying to grow together. And when we're not spending quality time together, we're growing apart. And so that's where some of that challenge is. We already have so many walls up and these dividers that get into our families, and being able to have that quality time helps you break down those walls. So Adventure Challenge is definitely one of those that we believe in because of the ability to do something outside of the box, outside of the normal. A lot of times when we do spend time together, we just do what we normally always do. But we found that whenever you do things that are outside of your comfort zone or things that you normally wouldn't do.
Something you haven't experienced yet, but you experience together.
Exactly. And when you experience that together, you remember it.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many things that if you're just, this is always our date night. We always go out to eat on Friday, things like that, which is great, but you don't remember those. It's like, it's those special moments that really make some lasting bonds and lasting memories.
Yeah, and that's what I like about this one is because it was a couple's date, so we did it as a couple, but it really can be used with your whole family. And so you can come up with your own ideas and creativity, but just some of the things that we were thinking of is, say you are looking for something to do with some of your family members, and we have this thing that just came out, Enjoy the Journey, which it actually takes you down this process of finding common interests with your blended family. So if you do enjoy the journey and you find these common interests that y'all like writing, you like music, you like storytelling, you like art, you like reading books, whatever those things are, and you're like, oh, well, that's cool. So you all have those common interests. You can either just you and those in your family that have those common interests take this date idea and run with it. You can write a short story together or a song together. You could have your kids that like art to illustrate some of those pictures in there. Or say your whole family is kind of musical and artsy and creative in that way, or whatever, then you can do this as a family and make a family book. Like, how cool is that? That each year y'all all come together, you put some words in a hat, y'all draw the words out, and then as a group, y'all draw, maybe because I'm a teacher, I don't know, but you write the words, you make this shared story that is just y'all's, unique to y'all, and then your artsy kids are making the illustrations for it, and then you put it together and you have a family book for that year.
And, it made me think of, I remember being with the youth, and one camp that we did, it was just me and a few boys in one of the rooms. And one night they don't want to go to bed, and they would sit there and we created a story. And we had it's so funny. I still remember it today. And that's the power in this, right? You still remember it, but it was
because you've told the story. So it was
the garbanzo beans. And so Mr. Garbanzo was the name of the guy. And what we did was we all each took turn and went around the room and just added a sentence to that story. And so, by the time we got around and, we did it multiple times, we had drawn out this whole story of Garbanzo and, his adventure. And how fun would that be with your family? Maybe you're using words that you're pulling out a hat. You all write a few, like you were saying, you pull them out and say, okay, we got to create a story with these words. And each one of us does a sentence, and then the next person does a sentence, and you're just adding on to that story, going around in a circle to create your family story, or something like that.
Yeah, and another thing that you can do, exact same concept, but say you're on a long, especially with summer around the corner, you're on a long family road trip, and then most, everybody's engrossed in their technology, looking down at their phone or just distracted. But what if you took 30 minutes and you just turned everything off and you did this in the car especially I know the last time we went to Colorado, what was it, 20 hours?
Oh my goodness.
On drive?
I'll never drive that again.
He said after
in one trip.
Well, if our truck wouldn't have broke down on the way home, it probably...
That's another story.
That's another story.
Oh my goodness.
But even and when we drove
I know y'all feel my pain.
When we drove to Disney, I think that was a 24-hour because of road construction and stuff. So you have this long amount of time that you are in the car already. This is one of those ideas that you don't even have to move. You can be sitting there and y'all can play this game together. You can put these words in a hat, or you can just spin off like what Randall was saying and just add on to the story as you go around. If you want, someone's taking notes and writing it down so that you can keep that forever. And those are the things that you're going to remember. Because like I said, Randall is a grown man, and that trip was a decade ago, and he tells that story because it was so impressionable.
Well, what's even, just to really bring this home is that happened whenever these kids were probably 12, 13, no, probably younger than that. So they're probably about 11, 12. And I saw one of the boys at his graduation, hadn't seen him really since after all that. And whenever I connected with him, I'm like, hey, man, you remember me? And he was like, oh, yeah. And he goes, oh, we're at the camp with Garbanzo. And I was like, oh, my goodness, you remember that too. But that's how impressionable it was, and that's years later. That's what we want with our families. We want to be able to create those moments. And it's so easy to do. It's one of those to where it takes us being intentional and saying, I'm going to set aside, maybe 30 minutes, an hour with my family this week. And hey, let's just do this crazy thing that we haven't done together before. So, yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. Sure. So, just taking this adventure challenge date and just having fun with it, right? And you can take these data, and that's kind of the cool thing with Adventure Challenge is, well, I know we talk about it a lot because we really do believe in it, and that's this whole podcast episode is kind of focused around this date, but is that you can take these ideas and morph them. You can spin off, or maybe it gives you other ideas and stuff. So it's kind of really like the book that keeps on giving.
Yeah. I mean, and even after you do the dates, you can just do them again. You don't have to have it to unscratch again or get one of the other versions because, again, there are so many different ones. For sure.
So, hey, we can't stress enough, spend quality time with each other. Yeah. Enjoy it. Maybe Adventure Challenge, you're hearing this and you're like, oh, yeah, no, I'm in. I want to get one for our family or for, me and my spouse or whatnot. We are affiliates with them, so we'll put an affiliate link, and really what that does is that gives you 10% off at checkout. So, we'll leave that link below, and we'll give you the code that you can use to get that 10% off. So that's just a way to kind of give back to you as well, and, it's just a win-win for everybody on that. But yeah, go grab it. Another cool thing about these that we learned is that they do make great gifts. So you've got Mother's Day coming up. You got the summer coming up. Yeah. How cool is it to get something like that as a gift to somebody and be like, hey, maybe you're a grandparent listening to this and you're like, I know my kid's family would love doing something like this. So it's like, hey, let me get them one for, this, or maybe just get them one randomly saying, hey, I was thinking about y'all here. Here's the Adventure Challenge Family Edition.
And I like to just do a side note with it that, because I have some people be like, well, do you think I would like it? Because, I'm not really that out of the box kind of person. It sounds like some of the stuff y'all are doing is out of the box. This guy is not an out of the box kind. I mean, he is creative, but doing things out of his comfort zone isn't his first, yeah, let's do this. Yeah. But he does it like a champ every time, and he always enjoys it.
Well, yeah, no, for sure. But the thing is I'm not good with coming up with out of the box things. I enjoy doing them. But you say, hey, let's plan something we hadn't done before. I'm like, have we done the movies? So it's harder for me to come up with things like that. So that's another reason why I like it, because I don't have to come up with it. It's already there for me. And all we have to do is scratch it off and go do it. So that's kind of a lot of these things we bring to you on Fridays that we discover. There's so many other things out there as well that we've discovered, and we share them with you. Yeah. But we love that because it just takes the creativity out of it. And you don't have to think about it. It's just like, here, go get this, and bam, now we've got something that we normally don't do. So yeah, no, love it. So Adventure Challenge is great. This was a fun date. More than words.
More than words.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to start singing again.
I was, but that's one of those songs that I don't have the lyrics locked in, and yeah, I wanted to spit it out, but I couldn't. So sorry, guys. I'm gonna have to go re-listen to that
just go back to the beginning of this episode, and you get to hear the whole thing. So,
well, listen, we love you guys. Be sure you're spending that quality time with your family. Use these ideas just to help spark up maybe new ones for you, or take these and run with them. So however it works, but spending that quality time, that way you're growing together and not growing apart. Have more fun, see less problems. Love you guys. We'll see you on the next one.
Bye, guys. Hey, thanks for joining us for another fun Friday here at Enjoying Your Blended Family. All the links we talked about today are in the show notes. And if you enjoyed listening, be sure to subscribe because it's free and it lets you know when we have another episode out for you to listen to.
And if you don't mind helping us out so we can start reaching more people, leave us a rating and review. You never know when we'll give you a shout out. Until next time, have fun being intentional and remember to enjoy the moment.